Andrew, how the heck are you, man?
I'm doing very well, Brian.
Yeah, it's good to see you.
It's
again.
good to see you too.
Yeah. So, what do we got here? We got a whole.
So
this feels like Ty Brannaman to me. It feels like
it's a little Ty.
Yeah,
it's a little Ty-ish, but I'm a little Ty-ish. Like I really look up to Ty, right?
Yeah.
Like, and
I mean, we'll
I'm
look
of the
down,
same
but-
mindset where my brain needs childlike explanations a lot of times for it to click with me, and I feel like he taps into that as well, giving childlike explanations in the most unoffensive way possible, in a great way.
Yeah, indeed.
So for me, being able to paint a picture of a concept or to do something a little bit more interactive, non-PowerPoint, something I can draw on is ideal. So this year we were able to add a classroom portion to the booth.
Oh, nice.
And what we wanted to do was create a couple a little bit more granular topics, mini classes, micro classes. So rebuilding a vacuum pump, something that's not talked about a lot. We spent a lot of time talking about evacuation, proper practice, application. We want to teach people how to take care of their pump, right? Like our customers fix things for a living, and they tell their customers to maintain their equipment.
Right.
So maintain your tools.
Yeah.
And we do offer rebuild kits that get down to the vane level. So we can break down and get into first and second stage vane kits.
Nice.
All the gaskets and O-rings, gas ballast service. We have a mini class that we're doing here on gas ballast only. Okay. So going deep dive into where the gas ballast ports through. I've paint markered through the entire pump. And show on the second stage where it actually gets grooved into the discharge stroke at the second stage.
Well, that's a good one. Let's do that. Let's go over the gas ballast and just talk through that, because I think most technicians either they do it every single time where they open it and that sort of thing, and it's just a practice that they don't understand, or it's something that they just never open at all.
So if we look at a gas ballast, a lot of people have misconceptions about, or you'll hear a whole range of theories of what it's for, what it was intended for. And some of the ones you hear often are, well, it's to prime the pump when you start it.
Right.
I don't really press people, but I'd love to ask them what that really means.
Right.
You know, explain to me exactly what you're saying right now. What do you mean you're priming this kind of pump? Right? We're not talking about a hand pump.
A hand pump in the sink,
right? A siphon for a fish tank, stuff like that. So what is the gas ballast for? Is it for priming the process? Absolutely not. Is it for making it easier to take your hoses off after your evacuation? Kind of. It does do that.
Right.
It breaks the vacuum within the pump. It is easier to take your hose off. Again, not the reason we have one. The gas ballast is meant to help keep any vapor in that atmosphere in the equipment from going into liquid form. It's keeping it in a vapor form in those evacuations where we know there's a presence of moisture.
We know
it's not a must-have process every time you do a vacuum, but if you have a system of known moisture content, then there is an effective window where it is saving you time in the long run. If not, you're losing out, and you're actually wasting a little bit of time and performance by using a gas ballast.
Well, also let me ask you this. So one of the things that I've experienced in really wet systems, is that if you leave the gas ballast closed in those applications, you can actually get a pump that starts to overheat on you because there's so much liquid moisture that makes it in the pump. Have you seen that? Or is that also...
Yeah, well, yes. And when you see just the effects of moisture in the vacuum in general, I don't mean in the system, I mean in the vacuum
Inside
pump.
the vacuum, yeah.
It causes havoc. It really does. And let's take a look at the gist, if we will, right? Almost all vacuum pumps in HVAC applications are two-stage vacuum pumps. And as we draw atmosphere from inside our equipment, we draw it into the first stage of our pump. We run through into our second stage. And at the discharge stroke of that second stage, we can open our ballast and introduce free air into the mix before it ejects from the pump. Any thoughts on why we would want to do that? How is that keeping any... First of all, why do we care, right? Yeah. The first question is, why do we care? These are rotary vane pumps, right? So you can see my picture there. You can also see a picture right here, right? In real life, the vanes are what rotate in the chamber and create our pressure differential. Yeah. We all know this has to be tight fitting, but if it was really tight fitting, it wouldn't move, right? Mechanically, it would just bind up. It wouldn't be a moving part. So we have to have an air gap of some kind. It's microscopic. What fills the gap, right? What bridges that gap for us? This is our vacuum pump oil.
Oil, yeah.
Right? So our vacuum pump oil is that bridge. And when we add water to that, when we get water in liquid form, right, it degrades the oil. And you can see here we've got some oil today that just came out of this pump about an hour ago.
Really?
We have a little vacuum chamber here. We've been showing people water boiling and all that.
Yeah.
Sure enough, I can only show people water boiling about 3 times, and then I got to do an oil change, right? Because we lose the ability to seal right here when we get water in those in that oil supply. So changing that oil out frequently is going to help. Performance testing the pump can save you from changing the oil prematurely as well, though. So there is a sweet spot there.
Yeah.
You can change your oil every time. I'd rather you do that than once a season. But if you do learn to performance test your pump and understand how that water is impacting the tool, then you can really see where it makes sense to do that and save yourself a few of those changes.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. If you're willing, give this video a thumbs up and drop us a comment. Don't forget to hit that bell icon to stay updated with all of our future videos. And as a quick reminder, HVAC School isn't just a YouTube channel. Dive deeper with us at our main website, hvacrschool.com. Curious for more knowledge on the go? We've got you covered. Tune into the HVAC School podcast, available on all your favorite podcast apps. And while you're at it, join our thriving Facebook group. Also, don't miss out on our free mobile applications available for both iPhone and Android. We're all about community. For techs, by techs.